And here I am on, oops, not here yet. Okay, all right, hello, YouTube, and hello to Facebook. I'm here. Took a minute, sorry. I also spilled water all over myself as I was trying to get ready and drink water. So I'm going to let everyone get on board and I will start talking. All right. Because there is lots to talk about, even though I don't sound very good. Hey guys. Hello. Okay, so who is here? First one up. Hello, Barbara. Nadia, hi. Erin, all right. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Hi, Annetta. Okay, Tia, I'm going to let everybody get on board. Hey, Gail, and all people out there on YouTube who watch and don't sign, that's okay, but please like, and if you want to share. Also, I'm going to get a little raw in this video about some things, and I want everyone to not get their panties in a bunch, please. Orlando, please come out if you're going to come out. Hey, Erica. Okay. You know I always keep it real. And, all right, Erica. Okay. I'm okay in the heat, Barbara. Even for me, it's a little warm, I will say. I don't usually mind the heat, but even for me, this is hot. Hey, Lisa. There we go. And you too. All right. So let's talk for a minute, shall we? Where have I been for the past 2 days? I'm going to answer the question now. Oh, wait, people are still. Hello, Nicoletta. Okay. So where have I been for the past 2 days? I have been in the hospital. For the past year, I've been doctoring, as they say, something called AFib. And it was found in a routine check about a year and a half ago, not quite a year and a half ago. Thanks to COVID and some switches in my doctors, it was extended out longer for treatment and all of that. I am very medicine resistant, so some very strong medicines did not stop, and apparently my brain is telling my heart, overachiever that it is, to go as fast as it possibly can, day, night, constantly, never slow down. It never goes out of AFib. When my doctor told me about this, my cardiologist said, you know, you're in AFib. And I'm like, what's an AFib? Sounds like something fictional. Sounds like a myth. I don't know if I believe it. He's like, no, it's a real thing. Surely you've seen commercials on your TV. I'm like, I don't own the TV for like over 5 years. He goes, okay, well, AFib is, and you all know what AFib is, I'm sure, more than I did. Now we all know. And so medicine didn't work. Something called cardioversion, where they literally, the paddles where they go and they stop and start you. A couple of those also did not work. And so it's come down to hospital, and I had something called ablation done yesterday, which is where they go in through, in my case, 2 arteries in your groin, freeze and cauterize your left ventricle is where mine is. Took a lot longer than I thought. I was intubated, so I sound really awful. I had a tube down me for quite a while. It didn't work. Still was an AFib. So the next morning, this morning, they did another cardioversion, which did work along with a lot of medication. So in the past year, you may have noticed, one, I'm pretty puffy, okay? Been getting up and out of my chair kind of slowly, and even when I'm shuffling cards, you may have seen me like flexing my hands because my circulation is shit at this point. Holding a lot of water, have gone from running 2 miles a day to walking 2 miles a day to trying to get around the block, and now just getting up my stairs halfway through. Got to stop. My heart is like out of my chest, in my throat. So hopefully that's going to stop now. I'm also going to be going for a sleep apnea study because it turns out the scarring in my heart is insane. I'm not shocked. My heart's an asshole. Brain telling my heart things. There's a reason God made me blonde. I wasn't made to think like that. I'm a instinctive person, and I'm not meant to ponder the world. But there it is. Brain telling the heart things like the asshole that is, it listens. So, sorry, I am rambling. I was not happy. A lifelong naturopath, no drinking, no drugging, nothing recreational, healthy lifestyle, really don't eat processed foods. And yet here this is happening. So to say I'm bitter, just a little bit, okay? But trying to be a good sport, because people younger than me have this problem too, and there are certainly worse things that can happen. I'm in no danger of dying. I asked my doctor that. Do I need to put final arrangements? Do I need to make some plans? No. Will I need a pacemaker? Also no. They just got to get to the bottom of this. I'll also be seeing another specialist to find out why my heart is like this. What happened here? Because the damage is not great. So thanks, Stacy. Thank you, Vanessa. Hey, Jennifer. So Rosemary. So I want to let you know now that I'm home and this is over with. Hey, Paul, how are you? Down there in the Carolinas. So anyway, oh my God, will I let him out, please? Just open the door. It's open. He just doesn't want to come out of it. Moron. So I'm gonna segue a little bit. Okay. Oh, new puppy. Anyway, many of you who know me know that I am was never a fan of Doreen Virtue. Remember Doreen Virtue, Angel Card Lady? Please no more. Beautiful cards. She made the most beautiful cards. And people would ask me, why don't you carry her cards? And the truth is, she didn't seem authentic to me. I didn't like her energy. Angel cards, and there were some angel numbers, really famous for that. She made a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. I mean, like buy a private resort money or refuge rather, in Hawaii money. Big money, lots of it. Oh, really, Orlando? Are we going to do this tonight? Really? He's very upset about everything right now. There were big changes in the house. I wasn't here. Didn't put him to bed last night. All bad. Uh-huh. Come on out, pal. Come on out. I'm not going to. Hello. Come on out, sweetheart. Come out and say hi to your fans. I think half of them sign on just to see you anyway. So come on out. Anyway, and if the lighting is off, let me know, guys. I'm not sure how I'm lit here. Anyway, then she came out with tarot cards, and I absolutely hated her tarot cards because she took out all of the cards, like the Death card, the Tower card, the Three of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Swords, because of the devil. Because I guess in Doreen Virtue land, no one ever gets addicted to heroin, no one ever loses their job, no one ever goes through a devastating divorce, no one ever gets cancer. Well, those are the cards that indicate all those things, and those are life, and that's what life is. It happens, right? Like you get AFib. Go figure. And of course, we know that she changed her path from being a white witch, an angel light worker, to a fundamentalist Christian. No harm in that. There's no harm in changing your path. I'm going somewhere with this, by the way, guys. The thing is, what made me not want to carry her cards in my store was I didn't like her energy. It didn't feel authentic. And when she talked about how she came upon making her cards, designing her cards, she talked about channeling the energy, channeling these visions and channeling. So I got to ask myself now, as I did, Doreen, what were you channeling? You said it was angelic. You said it was from the higher power. You said it was from the most true. Now you're saying it's all false. And I have to say, her Ascended Masters deck really was beautiful. I was tempted to get that myself. It was a gorgeous deck. And really cowardly, I thought it was, that she, a few weeks before she announced her, okay, you got to stop, pal. Come on. Come on out. Come on. Come on out. I know. Come out. Don't just scream. That's annoying. Come on. Mommy's got to keep her heart rate down. Hello. Come out. Come out and see me. Oh, dear God. He is literally standing in the corner of his cage, looking at me You're crazy. Okay, so you're crazy. One more crazy thing in my life. Comments are coming in. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Sha. Good, lighting is fine. Thank you, guys. Angie, hi. Okay, so back to Doreen Virtue. So, now born again Christian, again, fine with that. But I got to ask myself, where were you channeling your energy from, Doreen? You said it was from the Most High. You said it was angelic, right? Now it's all false and untrue, and you realize the error of your life. But what I was going to say was, weeks before she made that announcement, her publisher, which was Wiser, ran this huge discount, like 50% off, moved all their inventory, which she profited from, prior to her making that announcement. So she made sure she sold all her goods. Then she announced it. See, that makes her a hypocrite as well as a liar. Okay. Now here's my thing. And why I didn't say anything about going in the hospital. Now, number one, I love you all. And I will say again, when I moved from Monroe to Derby, I put a little note on Facebook, just a note saying, moving, if anybody wants to help, I'll be there on this day. And my God, there were 30 trucks, okay, 30 of you with your SUVs and your trucks. I was cleared out and moved, boxed and moved by noon that day, okay? Second, that means I'm going to just have to scream, Orlando, it can't be all about you right now. Okay, I'm going to get a second. I'm going to be right back and hold that thought. Okay, you know what? We're going to stop that way. Stop doing that. Okay? Let's spray you with some water, or let's come out and visit, or let's stop your nonsense. Okay? There you go. Cool down. I'm spraying you with water. But you got to stop now. No, stop now. Stop screaming while I'm trying to talk. Okay. Jay's going to scream, but be with me. So anyways, I will doubt for a second that you wish me well. Not for a second do I think there's any bad wishes going on or that anyone's happy to hear that I'm in the hospital, so don't hear it like that. And I really, really just wasn't up for like 5,000 messages in my inbox or text asking me how I was if I announced it early. I just wasn't. So I'm telling you now, so you know that I'm home and safe and good. I'll be in the shop tomorrow. All is well. I pushed a lot of my readings out into September. I have a few private scheduled, but I am taking it easy. I'll be going to bed a lot earlier. No coffee for Laura ever again, as long as she lives, apparently. It's gonna suck this winter. But anyway, I really don't have any dietary changes because I don't eat junk and I don't drink soda or do the things that would normally hurt your heart. But here's the thing. Sometimes I'm not sure that some of you know where you're pulling your energy from. Okay? I really don't. And thanks, Debbie. I'm trying to say the door's open. He could come out if he wants to. Okay? Don't get your feelings hurt. And I say this because you come into me and ask me about how you connect with your spirit guides, or talking. I'll say to you, where do you direct your prayers? Where do you direct? And it's the universe. There's a lot of things in the universe, and they're not all good. What do you call? Where do you call? And I know you know me. I am not. I don't think anyone's ever heard me say a derogatory thing about, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, Saint Michael, any of the archangels. And if that's where your prayers go, I mean, I feel bad for some of you come in and you're like, oh, I'm a recovered Catholic. I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't say you're sorry. What's wrong with that? Some of the great spiritual seekers of the world have gone through different faith paths, spiritual paths, as they search. They're searchers, and that's okay to be a seeker. But I know who I pray to, and I don't send blessings or good energy. I pray. I actually pray to an entity. Her shrine is in my shop. Her name is Kali Ma. She is one of the oldest of the goddesses, if not the oldest goddess, frankly. And so when I see that someone has someone dying or a pet or illness or what have you, a bad time, I will usually private message you, or call or reach out and say, my prayers are with you. And you know where my prayers are going to, and the energy that's being extended through that entity, that very specific entity. And I'm not saying all of you by any means, maybe none of you, but the way you question and the way you seem not sure, that makes me nervous, because as we know, the path to hell is paved in good intentions. And when it comes to directing energy, putting your hands on, so I'm very funny about that, I'm a little funky about people putting their hands on me. Sharing energy with somebody, sex, I'm really, and by the way, stop asking me to my personal life. Stop that. Some of you are a little nosy. Speaking of that, and that will never be public knowledge, I do not discuss my private life, period. Okay? So there you go, guys. Just put that to bed in your mind and stop thinking. The past year, it's really been about me and my ticker here. And not in the romantic sense, but in the let me get better some point in time where I feel and look more like myself. Because I have not been happy with the way I feel or look. Anyway, I digress. I am concerned that you may just be directing through the wrong portal, shall we say. The same way during virtue, you would have thought was angelic, and that's why I used her as an example. Okay, you need to know who you're working with, guys, and that's going to become really important as we come upon this next phase of our human development. Some really awful things are getting ready to happen. In my video with Andrea last Saturday, we were talking about what do you think is the next thing to happen, and Andrea was very concerned about COVID and COVID spread. And I'm like, no, it's war. The next big thing is war. Okay. It's I wondered what the catalyst was going to be, but of course now we see it's Afghanistan, and you can kind of see how this is going to play out. So I am concerned, and when I say things too, understand, I talk to military people. When I talk about COVID and its origins, I talk to doctors, surgeons, PAs. I've got a couple of virologists, okay, and they've assured me this thing was manufactured, and that's the danger. I did get the MMR vaccine. I will be getting the COVID, probably the Pfizer, because the damage that one of these variants could do to my heart outweighs that risk that I could have heart damage from the vaccine. My doctor, for the first time, suggested, yeah, you should get it now. So I will, because I have an impaired issue that the vaccine, if the virus, if it hit my heart, and it hits different things, would probably take me out. So I need to do this. And I really hate wearing masks, and I'm looking forward to, I don't know what's going to happen. This thing was manufactured to kill people and to continue mutating, and that's that. So everyone's do what they have to do, but I've always been open with you guys and honest with you guys, and that's what I'll be doing. In a week, I have to let my heart heal. There's a lot of work there. Anyway, we're on the cusp of war. Food shortages are coming. I'm sorry I can't post on Facebook. I got 3 days left, and I will have a boatload of information I'll be posting up, in addition to all my wonderful memes and funny things. I've been cheating on y'all with TikTok. I have discovered TikTok. TikTok is pretty damn funny. Got a couple people I just think they're hysterically funny. So I'll be sharing some of their videos, and they're TikTokers there, just to break up the energy, because I cannot be that serious, that morose, that sad all the time. All right? Doesn't work for me. Oh, Teresa, what are we talking about here? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, no reaction to Pfizer. That's what I heard. Oh, God, I can't see. Can you have... Oh, I don't know, Aaron. I'm okay. If I'm good. I've been dropping it down. I mean, I've been going for a year, so I've gone down to, um, yeah, I know. Well, and I want to say too, that's the problem. The world is, hey, Sandy. So, the problem is that, the world's on fire. And what we're not discussing is what we should be discussing, and that is the environmental crisis that is a literal forest fire, maelstrom, uh, bad, 5 major rivers drying up, 2 aquifers just in our country, country's on fire. My own son may be getting evacuated out of California, waiting to hear about that. Um, there's a lot. There's a lot of bad happening right now, and it's going to escalate because it's going to escalate. And in the meantime, I've been very honest. I don't have any faith in this administration, and or this Congress, or their ability to lead. I don't, and I always point out hypocrisy. And my conscience is clear, guys. I was hypocritical. I was critical of the last administration. And in fact, Facebook memories are beautiful things because you see what you were posting 4 or 5 years ago, right? I know what I was posting. And I also, for the first time in any of my newsletters, posted something political about hypocrisy. It was about spiritual hypocrisy, but how any hypocrite was going to be revealed. And I used, a snippet from the David Letterman show when Donald Trump, before his presidency, was on and was talking about Americans and bringing factory jobs and all this, made in America. And David Letterman asked him where, he was wearing one of his designs, his suit, his tie. He's the absolutely best. And he even bought a shirt that from his, and he's like, where's that shirt made? Yeah. Where was your tie made? Where was the suit made? And none of it. And let me tell you something. I actually lost people. People actually said, both just unsubscribed from my newsletter, and some wrote to me and said we didn't sign up for political rhetoric, so goodbye. Okay, so just so you're clear where I stand on the side of the person who will always be pointing at the emperor saying he's naked. Those aren't new clothes. He's naked. So I have no shame and no problem pointing out this guy and saying he doesn't make sense when he speaks. We got sold a bad bill of goods here. Well, I didn't, because I didn't vote for him. I just will not ever vote party line again. Okay, I'm never going to do that again. So I'm a lifelong unaffiliated. After the 2016 primaries, I absolutely stepped away from any party line. Just so you know where I stand. That's all. Me, Laura. Anyway, it is moot because we are at a bad point right now in terms of war, environmental crisis, which really should be our first and foremost concern, and it's not. And then we have this virus, which I don't care how you think it came about, it's mutating in frightening ways, and we don't know how it's going to end. It's not great. And I will tell you that a version of the avian flu that also has been part of this biochemical war shit, because they work to make these things more virulent to use them. We do it too. Plum Island is where that happens, okay? You can look it up. This isn't about being anti-Chinese, because we do it too. We've released things on our own people. We've released viruses. We have let, my goodness, the syphilis study with the black men that we did. We've released viruses in New York City. See how fast they travel. People died. Oh well, collateral damage. All in the name of science. I was talking to my son about the chickenpox vaccine when that came on board. My own oldest children were young. And of course, they needed the chickenpox vaccine. Why? Oh my God, chickenpox causes scarring and children die of it. You got to have it. And so we all got our kids the chickenpox vaccine. And, there's no more chickenpox now. Well, we hope not. We hope that we didn't put our kids at risk of shingles later in life. There's that possibility. And I remember asking my pediatrician when my youngest child, Roy, who is 10 years younger than my oldest, I go 10-year span there, if that really was all about the chicken pox, or if it really wasn't about parents taking time off from work and the convenience factor. And he looked at me and smiled and he said, Laura, of course it was. Of course it was. Different doctor, different practice. I did, but yeah. So you'll forgive me if I am critical and I look at things with a skeptical eye, and I look at pharmaceutical companies that are just, they're horrible entities. They're horrible. It's all about the cha-ching. It's all about the booster shots. And we know it. I know it. I'm sure you know it too. And here we are. And we're being lied to, and our media is lying to us. And we know that too. We know that too. And our Congress, well, they lie too. You know, the Republican Congress was all for Donald Trump until he started talking about congressional reform, i.e. term limits. And then they were like, oh, us too? Oh, no. Again, not that, just that's how that went down. And if you wondered if the Democrats cheated in the primaries, all you got to do is look up, Google search, did the Democrats cheat in the 2016 primaries? And you will see that, yes, very clearly they did. They admitted to it. The head of the whole primary system said that they did. Oops, oops. Okay, there you go. Trying to keep it real. And that's why I'm telling you, I'm begging you to know where you're pulling your energy from. So here's the thing. I've been a devotee, a daughter of Kali for many years, many years. This isn't something that was a fad. I've been reading tarot since I was 16. It's nothing that's not new to me. I've been living this life, and many of you too. But when I got the call, I began to study, like the Kali shrine that I had in my store that was in Monroe. Before I set that up, I contacted a Hindu priest in India to ask if what I was doing was correct. And then I called the ashram in New York where that statue, which came from India, that image in ashram in New York, I called the ashram to make sure everything was correct and kosher, right? I didn't just cobble something together. Made sure right down to money collected, is this appropriate that it would go to this cause? Well, she's the patron goddess of women who've been raped, children are being abused. Yes, it is. Okay. And for the record, you should know this. Those heads that she has, those severed heads around her waist, and the one that she's holding, those are not human heads. Those are demons. Demons that were created to destroy the earth. And Kali was created from the third eye of 7 gods and goddesses to defeat this demon and his millions of minions. And what the Hindus recognized is that demons don't necessarily look like demons. They look like human beings. They look like us, guys, and they're walking around with us. Don't be fooled. And that's why I say to you, know where you're pulling your energy from. I read books about Kali because there are huge books written. There's huge books written on karma. And you, not all of you understand karma because you keep waiting for karma to happen. Karma's going to happen. Karma goes through lifetimes, guys. Lifetimes. Karma has no emotional component. Karma is only interested in balance. That's all it is. It's about karmic balance. So something someone did 3 lifetimes ago may be getting balanced in this lifetime. Or conversely, something in this lifetime may not get balanced for 5 lifetimes. It doesn't happen to our liking necessarily. It's very rare that we see instant karma. So again, misunderstandings. And so I just want to suggest that you more prayerfully study and think about where you're directing your energy. Ask them to show you. Ask them to show you who they are, to give you their name. So you actually are directing. It's like, here's the difference. It's like sending a letter to whom it may concern versus a letter that says, Dear Mr., Miss, Ms., Zay, whatever, blank. Okay, an address with a name on it. You know, that's going to get to the person it's meant to. And your concern, your problem, your is going to be at least brought to their attention, versus to whom it may concern, that may get to somebody, may get circular filed. Who knows who's going to open and read that, right? That's what I'm talking about. Please don't be feelings hurt, but that's my concern. And moving forward into this very dangerous new world, it is not the new normal. Nothing normal at all. That word, just get that out of here. There's nothing normal about any of this. It's the new dangerous reality that we are walking into. And I can't tell you anything. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm telling you how I pray. I'm telling you what I'm seeing in the store. I'm just sharing. Okay, don't ever think for a second that I'm your guru or that I want that role. I do not. These are my opinions. You're tuning in to hear what I think, what I see, what people tell me. Okay, they volunteer it to me, and they know that I'm never going to give away their names or shame them or do anything to get them in trouble. You know, they don't need that. For every doctor and nurse that is leaving the medical profession because they are afraid of getting the vaccine, and that tells you something because they're seeing COVID patients in the hospital. There are those who cannot afford to leave their job, who can't leave, and they have to get the vaccine. And I hear it from both sides. Both sides, yes, we must get this too. I'm terrified to get this too. I'm being forced to get this. And no one can tell you what to do. You have to do it. You have to know for yourself. Okay? And I will not be that person. I'm also not going to tell you who you should pray to. And the way when I read tarot cards, I tell you, I can't tell you what you should be when you grow up. Now, your natal chart can give you some indications of that. We've talked about that many times. But the tarot cards are not going to tell you. There are no names. When I say there's a love in front of you, or I see a man coming in, or a woman is there, there's no like Ken or Bob or, Teresa sitting on the card's name. I can't tell you that. I can give you maybe some idea of what they might look like based on what I'm seeing. But no, I can't tell you that's an old love from the past or someone new who's going to be with you for the rest of your life. And of course, for some of you, I don't see that happening. For some of you, it's not meant to happen because you're not meant to be where you are. And they're not going to send you someone because they are not cruel. They are really not mean. If they're trying to get you out, they're not going to have someone come into your life that's going to have you stay. That person's waiting for you where you're meant to be. And that's just the truth of it, right? I'm going to really quickly see if anybody has any questions. Hey, Karen. There. I have something for you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Hey, Debbie. Lyme disease, and also West Nile, Tia, also came from there. Yep, voting for party, you're right. Right. And for the record, I was a huge, I was a fan of Mayor Pete there. I really thought a man who served in the military, who spoke 6 languages, who was very eloquent. If we wanted progression, a married gay man, there it goes. But someone who was knew enough about politics but was not so politically involved. But I thought I thought that was just a magnificent choice as a leadership. Just to be clear where I stand. I also stand firmly in support of our military. I raised my children that if they see someone in uniform, they are to say thank you, shake their hand if they will accept it, and thank them for their service. Ditto firefighters, police officers. Thank you for your service. That's how I was raised. Irish, Italian, that I am. That's how our culture is, and it's how I've raised my children. Be respectful of people who put their life on the line for you. Someone in my family on my father's side has served in every war, starting with the Revolutionary War. My maiden name is Hooker. That'll make it tough really quick, by the way. But starting with Captain Thomas Hooker, General Joseph Hooker in the Civil War, and my dad who fought in Korea, my cousins in Vietnam. I mean, I have had someone in every major military action. So I have a deep, deep respect and reverence for people who are doing something that God knows. I have a 17-year-old and 27-year-old son that the thought of putting them on one of those ships or sending them off to a beach to storm a country, a gun in their hand, No, that doesn't make me happy. And I'm not saying any of this with any joy in my heart. Just be clear. Okay? Now, boots on the ground sounds really good, but it won't be Congress people's kids with their boots on the ground. Remember that. Our leadership, their kids are never going to see the front lines. Yours and mine, they might. See, get a little bitter, a little angry about stuff like that. So, on that note, and I want you to know just how dire I really find these times. I want you to know that my patience is short with a lot of bullshit, and I'm cutting people off pretty quickly. I don't have time to spend an hour. When you go get a reading, it just happened again last week. I get a phone call. Someone gave me your name and said you could help me. I'm like, okay, well, it's the middle of the day and I've got people in front of me, but I said, I'll help you. I have a minute. Okay, well, I went for this reading and the person told me that, they knew stuff. And then they told me that you don't. Excuse me? You don't. You don't have a curse. Well, but they said that I was, but you're not. Oh, well, but how do you know? Because I know. But you're not even seeing me. I don't need to see you. There's no curse. I said, but let me ask you a question. I said, why are you calling me and not asking the question of the person who read you where the curse came from or how you remove it? Silence. I said, let me guess. The person who told you were cursed wants $1,200 to lift it. They're like, well, they did want a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, how convenient. Isn't that convenient? I said, didn't that make you question? Like, well, but they knew some. I don't, so they had some psychic ability. Not again, we'll go back to Doreen Virtue. I mean, not everyone that can see something has your best interest at heart. And many, many people are cashing in. They're cashing in on the gemstone trade. The Moldavite. Oh my God, the Moldavite. And they're coming to me. I bought this Moldavite. I paid, $2 or $3. Does it look real to you? You asking me for? I'm a gemologist. Who did you buy that from? Well, go ask them where they sourced it. See, every stone in my store, I can tell you where it's sourced from. I can tell you where it came from, who I bought it from, and whether or not it's real. I can do that. All right? Why can't other people? They can if it's real. I know my vendors. I'm on a personal first name basis with every one of my vendors. And on that topic, because I am really on a roll today, I was going to, and I think I talked about this some weeks ago, have a little Catholic corner to my store. Now I do have rosary beads, I do have holy water that is blessed by a priest, so comes from a vendor who assures me that that's blessed holy water. I have a couple of things. But I was going to get more angel statues, more Catholic for my stregas and Catholics, I personally have a collection of beautiful vintage Mary statues that I love. Mary is always going to be close to my heart. She is the first image of the goddess that I ever had, and I always, from a child, directed my prayers to the mother. But the vendor was funky. Now I've been doing business for 14 years, no problems. In 14 years, I've got an excellent credit rating. I've got a wonderful social standing in the community. All you got to do is look at my reviews. I mean, obviously. But the Catholic vendors, and there were two of them, were really dicey. And they wanted more information. Okay. Then they wanted to see my website. Well, there it is. Then they wanted to know what I was going to do with their product. And I'm like, sell it to people who are Christian based. Oh, well, the president has to think about that because I'm like, okay. And then when they wanted still more information is when I said, you know what? And I told them, you've insulted me and we're done. Okay. I was prepared to place like $1,000 order. We're done. And I will send people now up Route 34. There is a Christian bookstore. I'm sure they have what you need up there. Done. I don't do business with people who insult me. Someone made the mistake of a jewelry vendor once of insulting me years ago in my store, and how I was probably not selling his goods properly. And that's why they weren't selling. Well, I didn't place a second order quickly enough to suit him. He's gone too. you get no second chance to insult me. That doesn't happen. And if I've insulted anybody ever, please come to me. Let's talk. It's happened, and I never want to do that. And I genuinely appreciate you. And anything I say, I'm only trying to help. My day begins and ends in front of my shrine, praying to my goddess. And one of the first things I ask is that if I'm going to say anything that is not kind, that is harmful, that will inspire fear, to just shut my mouth. Just shut my mouth. I don't want to say that. There's no ego. I don't want to scare people and make them think they need to come back. My $5 readings are not a scam or a way to get you to spend more money. People will say, well, can I do a longer? No, it's $5. 2 months, I'll see you again. It's not about that. Well, I'll schedule a private then. Like, okay, in 2 months, we'll schedule a private, because it's not to get you to spend more money and it's not that. It's not that at all. I do the $5 readings because I believe everyone should be able to afford a reading. I've been reading for a very long time. I can say more in 10 minutes than most people can say an hour. Sorry, that's just true. Okay, I talk fast and I get right to the chase. I cut to the chase very quickly. My private readings, I just go longer and we expand out into family and other things. But in 10 minutes, I can pull it pretty fast. And the fact is, it's what I do. I will do whatever I want to do in my shop, but you should know that I am divinely guided. And so I have been told what I can charge. My rates are not set by me. Of what I purchase, what I do, I'm very much divinely guided, and that's how I roll. So just know that's how I start and end my day. I pray that I die before my children. I never want to know that pain. For some of you, I've sat across from you, and it's palpable. Those of you who've lost children, oh my gods, I just never want to feel that pain. In this lifetime, I've begged that just not be my burden, that not be my cross to bear, and that I am informative and helpful in my readings, and then for whatever interventions, I lay at the feet of the goddess. So that's me. I hope that was illuminating in some way for all of you. I'm going to look at comments again really quick. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, you can Google anything now. I wasn't trying to say, but you can Google that one thing about the primaries, and it gives you facts. I mean, Google is no nonsense, and there are real stuff in there. So if the head of a group says they did something, I guess I'm going to believe they did it, especially if there's 4 or 5 more sites that are validating it, and no one is saying it didn't happen. Okay. All right, so let's start with Aries. It's funny because people will say, I can say, well, let's just talk about making blessing oil. Okay, you want to make blessing oil, and I really encourage you to start making your own oils. That's a great way to give children. First of all, what a great introduction to magic and to energy. But make your own healing oil, your own love oil, your own protection oil. But let's just say protection oil. Let's say blessing oil. You can Google that. You can. If you don't have books on the topic, and many of you do, you can Google recipe for blessing oil, magical recipe. And if you find 5 recipes that say, the main ingredients are, let's say, benzoin, frankincense, we can pretty much gather that those oils belong in blessing oil. And then, it's what you like. What does blessing mean to you? You're meant to personalize these things. What herbs, what plants, what smells, what's evocative for you? What does blessing mean to you? For some people, it's the smell of the church incense they grew up with. I like to crumple herbs as well as use essential oils, and so, there's a lot of recipes, but look for consensus. If you see, 5 agreeable sites that are all saying, okay, well, the main ingredient is, let's say, benzoin, which for me is a main ingredient in blessing oil, well, then we can probably gather benzoin should be in unless you are repulsed by the smell of benzoin, in which case, do not use it. Do not burn any incense, and don't burn any smudge, anything like that, that for you does not feel like, oh God, I can't stand the smell, because it's counterproductive. All right. That's why I have so many different smudges and so many different ways to clear energy. So many different things, and not everyone loves the smell of white sage. For some people, it's like patchouli. Some people love patchouli, and for some people, it's just dirty hippie. And there's no getting around it. It's either a universal love money, or it's just, oh my God, get it away from me before I throw up. I'm looking here at comments. I can't see. Hold on. Why can't I read? Oh, no. Thank you for that. Thank you. Captain's Cove, yep. Frankincense, lavender, see? We all have our smells that are evocative, and sometimes there's smells from our grandmother's kitchen, which should bring back, if your grandma was a cook and if you were there with her, might bring love, and that could be smells like clove, or cinnamon, and cinnamon is actually wonderful in love magic. Anything that needs, heating up, cayenne pepper. And a lot of the stuff, I'm a hedge witch, so a lot of the stuff that I use, hedge witchery and African American hoodoo are closely aligned. And the fascinating thing is when you begin studying theology and the different spiritual paths, you realize how they correlate. So Christianity and Buddhism are very closely aligned. There's reason to believe that Jesus studied Buddhism for those years that we don't hear much about him. Certainly the mindset is there. And many Christians will segue over to Buddhism. Many of you have. North American Wicca and Native American traditions. Raymond Buckland, when he brought Wicca over from England, incorporated with the indigenous religion of North America, as was appropriate, appropriately done. And so our Wicca is different than English Wicca, all right? Or Wicca, as it should be pronounced. Yes, I'm dying of thirst. I couldn't drink for a long, long time. And then I'm on all kinds of crazy diuretics right now. So I am so thirsty. Didn't eat for like 24 hours and didn't drink for almost as long. So I am so bruised up. It's not even funny. Wow. They taking blood and putting IVs all over the place. So what else? Hedge witchery, which is an English tradition, the oldest eclectic solitary tradition, and African American hoodoo closely aligned as well. We work with the basics. It's low magic, and that doesn't mean low energy magic. That just means the herbs, the stones, the sticks, the bones. We work with the basics. We work with the elemental energies, and the earth and native energies. I'm trying to think what else can I compare. Oh gosh, Strega and Santeria. There again, we see a close alignment. Both religions, Strega, the folk magic of Italy, had to hide under the very nose of the Inquisition. So to hide their magic, they incorporated rosary beads, holy oil, holy water. So you would go into their home and never suspect that this was the home of someone who was practicing folk magic, which naturally would be a devastating punishment. Although the Inquisition began with routing out of the Jews and the Protestants, and the high crime was not witchcraft. Initially, the high crime was blasphemy, and that is to not believe in the Catholic God. So that was the crime that Jews and Protestants were facing. It was the much worse crime of blasphemy. Witchcraft was viewed as a form of mental illness and wasn't usually punished by death until later on. Now, don't forget, we had 300 years of persecution in Europe, as opposed to a relatively short time in America. But Strega and Santeria. So Strega, working with the saints, hiding under the nose, disguising. Santeria, the slaves that were brought up through Yoruba, they were forced to die or worship, and it made no sense to them because the African traditions, like most traditions of the pagan nature, have families. They have petty jealousies and loves, and they're very human in their emotions. So the Orishas or the Loas of the African traditions, or the Greek gods and goddesses, say, or the Hindu gods and goddesses, which is the pantheon. Okay, they have their own pantheon, and it's why when we're doing our altar, we don't mix pantheons. We don't choose, let's say, Isis and Thor on the same altar. You can have separate altars, but again, you want to know who you're praying to, and those energies just don't jive. They don't. They're just completely unrelated. Okay, so here I'm going. So I have Kali and Shiva, and I have an altar that has Yemaya and Shango. But where was I going with this? With the African slaves, this idea of one male entity, one male god who was so remote, so removed from the human condition that you couldn't even talk directly to him. No. You had to go through an intermediary, only his son. That made no sense. The god was so removed from his people. But then they learned about the saints. And the saints, of course, they've been diminished in recent times in the Catholic faith, but the saints were very big forever. So when we were young, the saints were everything, right? You chose your Catholic name, your confirmation name based on a saint, and the saints. We got all our little books of the saints' lives and the martyrdom and that made sense. That made sense. The human aspect of that. So what they did was they superimposed Catholic faces on top of their African, Loa gods, and therefore they could worship without feeling like they were hypocrites. And so there's a real correlation there, because voodoo and many African traditions also work in the Catholic realm, as do our Italian witches, the Strega. Anyway, I digress. That fascinates me, and since I was a little girl, I never got tired of hearing about how someone worshipped. I don't consider myself a practitioner. I am absolutely not a practitioner, but I carry items that can be used in worship more than I might even be comfortable with at times, but the botanicas have closed down so much. I do want to carry things, and they are displayed appropriately, so that if they need cascarilla, or if you need, you have it. I try to have things to meet the needs of the community I serve, without hypocritically saying I'm an expert or I know everything or I'm a practitioner, because I am not. I have one focus, but I study and learn as much as I can about other things because they interest me, and that is that. Okay, let's read cards. I'm probably gonna lose my voice soon. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. Stacy. Oh, good. Yeah. Erin. I'm trying to read, guys. I'm so sorry. Roses, Palo Santo, sandalwood. See? Everyone has their special smells. Okay, let's start reading, because I've already thrown cards. I was shuffling. So, Aries. What's going on this week, Aries? Well, we have the Queen of Wands. We have the King of Cups reversed. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Four of Wands, and we have the Hierophant. Okay, well, it's interesting that Aries has been about career for, I want to say, at least the past 6 to 8 months now. Oh, yay, Bridget, there you are. So, we start with the Queen of Wands. Hardworking, friendly, people like you, you're honest, the Queen of Wands, industrious. King of Cups reversed, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is bringing in harsh words from a depressed or someone, a male. King of Cups reversed. Maybe some conversations going on here in the personal cups or emotions. Might be having some difficult conversations with someone who is depressed or who is not being honest, possibly an alcoholic or an addict. King of Cups reversed can be alcoholic, certainly. Not saying they are, but this might be a time of strong communication. The cards are directing, however, career, and more career. The Eight of Wands, focus on your career. The Four of Wands, success is at hand. The Hierophant is working in your field of study or in an industry that you are familiar with. I don't see you making a big change right now, Aries. You're probably right where you need to be at the moment. With all that's going on in the world, if you don't have to leave, don't leave. This isn't the time for that. If you have security right now, that's the focus. Keep that paycheck coming in. Keep that insurance. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I'm kind of not really happy right now. I'm going to try and see if I can get this to reconnect. Come on now. What's going on? Why are you doing that? I'm sorry, Facebook just bugged out on me. I'm not sure if the same thing has happened with YouTube. Of course, I just spent a lot of money upgrading our bandwidth, so I'm not happy. Here we're back. I see that we froze up. Yes, I just spent a lot of money increasing my bandwidth. I'm not even a little bit amused right now, but we're back and I'm happy. I'm going to talk a little faster now. I'm losing my voice. Okay, Aries, stay where the money is. Stay where the insurance is. Stay where you're secure right now. A lot of you want to go, move, because that's what you do. Aries is a mover and a shaker, right? Not right now. Save it. It's coming. It's coming. You'll have plenty to do real soon. But right now, this isn't the time. This isn't the time to jeopardize your security, your safety, or your well-being because you're feeling antsy, because everything around you, and maybe you got people in your life that are misbehaving. A lot of us are contending with the bad behavior of others. It's impacting our jobs, our personal lives, our home. And that's how it is. Hello, about time. What are you doing, crazy man? Hi. You were mad at me, weren't you? Because I wasn't here yesterday. You weren't happy. Why put you to bed? You weren't happy at all. I know you weren't. You say hello? Say hello. Oh, people. Hello. It's Orlando. My Goffin cockatoo. All right. Taurus. Sorry, Aaron. I love you. All right. Good. It's not just you, Aaron. A lot of my Aries people are feeling it hard. And it's just, when the tornado is coming, when the tornado sirens go off, you don't go running out in the field. You get in the storm cellar, all right? So this is the time. It's here. Okay? All right, Taurus, here we go. Well, we start off with the Seven of Swords reversed. We have the Queen of Coins reversed, the Four of Cups reversed, the Empress, the Magician reversed, the Three of Cups. So Taurus, and I always tell you what cards they are so that for those of you who read tarot can pull these same cards. It's a 6-card spread, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The main issue, what's directly in front of you, and how it's playing out. Main issue is the Seven of Swords reversed. That's ignoring gossip and talk, okay? Ignoring it. Seven of Swords reversed. You got people talking about you. You got people running their mouths. Ignore them. Ignore them. People are panicking. They're nasty. They're miserable. You don't know where they're pulling their energy from, and some of them are pulling their energy from some really bad places. Ignore them. They're not working for you. They're working against you here. Queen of Coins reversed. You might be concerned about money. Four of Cups reversed. But you know what you want. You know what you want. The Empress, the Magician reversed, the Three of Cups. The Empress is a female who is autonomous. You're worried about money, but again, your autonomy is everything, and you've got to stand in your power. Despite people talking about you, probably at work, looking at these cards, it's probably a work thing. Could be in your family though too. It could be because it's going on in both places. Hopefully not both for one of you, but either or, family and work. If the mouths are running, people are spinning and spewing and a lot of shit that I'm hearing in my readings. And I also, again, the cards are you've got to stand in your power. Okay, you have to stand in your power. You can't let people who are talking shit run the show. You just can't. All right. But rotten fruit always falls. Remember that. Okay. Rotten fruit always falls. So they'll get theirs. Just stay in your lane. Do what you know is right. And I'll tell you, success is on the way. The Three of Cups is success, is being with loved ones, is being in a loving environment. And you know what? If it's happening at work, make home, double down on making home pleasant. Spend some money if you can, or just even just bake cookies for your children. God, that was a big deal when my kids came home from school having fresh baked cookies. They just loved that, you know? Or those wintry, cold days having hot chocolate waiting for them, you know, with the marshmallow fluff on top. Little thing, but they remembered it, and they still remember it. You know, delicious grilled cheese sandwiches, those little things that just mean everything to our children. We don't even realize. And, you know, do something sweet for your family members. If you've got a good husband, for God's sakes, treat that man well. You know, sex him up. Do something. Really do something nice for the guy, okay? A lot of you will tell me how nice your husbands are. I'm like, when's the last time you put the kids to bed early, or you had someone watch the kids and go to a hotel somewhere and have some fun with your man? And they're like, oh, stop that right now. You go get yourself some pretty lingerie and you make him happy because you got a good man and he deserves that. And I know I read a lot of men. I have brothers, I have sons, I had a good dad. I do well. You read men different than women. This is sorry, but it's true. You read them differently. Men are very basic, you know, who, what, where, why, when, how. And men come in, but I hear them talking about their women and how much they love their women and, you know, what they do. And look, the people that come to my store are good people. I don't advertise. No one comes in my shop with a bad attitude. It's very rare. And they usually walk out. They come in, they get about halfway through, and they are thrown right out of there. If they even come in at all. Most don't. They look, walk, they keep on walking. Believe me, I add 10 to 15 new names every day. The shop is always busy. And I am perfectly happy with that arrangement. There is no magic until you walk into my store and there's something drawing you in. But there are things, there are wards in place to keep those with bad energy, bad intentions, bad thoughts. They can just keep on walking. Just keep on walking down Minerva, baby. I don't need your money. I don't need your time. I don't need your energy in my store. Okay? So Taurus, that's what's going on here. Ignore the haters. Focus on the people that care about you, right? And you got this. I know you're worried about things. It's going to be okay. It's not just a little bit longer, and you're back on your game. All right, but you know, you can't let people throw your confidence, and that's what you're doing. All right. So it's not like you, Taurus. My stepmother was a Taurus, and I remember being a very strong woman. She's the reason I had 4 kids because I watched her with all the kids, including myself, when I lived there in Oklahoma for a year. Bible Belt was not a happy place for me, but the family was. And it's really, I love the idea of a big family. I just loved watching how she managed it all. Okay. All right. So now we have Gemini. And Gemini, we start off with the 9 of Swords reversed. We have the Knight of Coins, the Wheel of Fortune, upright. We have the 3 of Wands, upright, the Ace of Wands, upright, and the 5 of Coins reversed. This is good stuff for you too, Gemini. Anxiety is lifting. You're moving forward. I love the Knight of Coins, news of money coming in, moving forward. It's good stuff. 3 of Wands, studies. Ace of Wands, probably studies in a new field, a new area, a new direction, a new creative area. And the 5 of Coins, you know, again, that's the reversal of bad fortune. I mean, it's all turning around for you, Gemini. I love this new energy, which of course, Gemini loves new energy. Gemini, you know, hey, Anna Maria, how are you? Gemini is happiest when they've got a foot in 2 very different places. So you get your Gemini, which, you know, attorney by day, bartender by night, you know, that makes a Gemini happy. They like a mix of people. They like a mix of projects. They got their finger in 10 pies. You know what I mean? 1 finger in 10 pies. They're happy. They juggle that shit. That's why they get along so well with Scorpios. They get along well because they can keep up. You know, they can keep a Scorpio going. It's good stuff. But for you, Gemini, I'm looking at new creative endeavors that are in fact going to bring in some money. So just keep going like you are. It's coming up fast. Keep studying. The Three of Wands, creative energy, but it's also study. So you probably have, you know, if you're in school for something new, if you're thinking of changing careers, well, you're on the right track. Okay. All right, Leo, what's going on with you? Leo, I'm talking fast because I'm going to lose my voice soon. Leo, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. We have the Tower. We have the Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands reversed, the Eight of Coins, and Judgment. So the way I read these cards, oh boy. Well, I don't like the Eight of Cups reversed. It often speaks to homesickness, a feeling of not belonging where you are, the desire to be someplace else. And the Tower, I looks like you really would like to run. Things going on that just, you know, not good. Chaos. Six of Wands. Well, it's pushing you into a new career. It's pushing you into a new direction, Leo. Six of Wands, which is a great card for career advancement. But it's coming out of a place of chaos. So it's probably got you really confused. You know, you might even be thinking of a transfer, or maybe you're being offered a transfer, and maybe it's either take the transfer or lose your job. You did not miss Cancer, no, Tiffany. No, I didn't. Did I skip Cancer? Oh my God, I skipped Cancer, but I'm talking about Leo. I'm going to keep talking about Leo, okay? Because I threw these cards for Leo. I will go back to Cancer. These are Leo's cards, okay? The Nine of Wands reversed, the Eight of Coins, and Judgment. The Nine of Wands reversed has you wondering if you can do what you need to do, wondering if you have the skills it takes. The cards are saying, yes, you do. The Eight of Coins is being inspired by your work, enjoying your work, and Judgment has you making those changes. So if in fact it's a transfer, if in fact you are thinking, I don't want to live here anymore, I don't like it here, I want to go home, there's someplace else. Well, can I find a job there? Yeah, you can. You can. Okay. No, I forgot. Listen, nothing's worse than the month or the week I forgot Virgo. Oh my God, all the Virgos. I forgot. I mean, I left them out totally. They weren't angry. They were all just very, very disappointed. Was not a good week. So, Leo, if you're wondering if you should take a transfer, if you're wondering if you're where you're supposed to be, if there's a wonderful opportunity being presented and you're not sure, go for it, Leo. Go for it. You ready? A lot of you are being absolutely propelled out of here. Please don't eat my furniture. Anyway, Cancer, this is for you. Ready? Okay. We start off with and this is wonderful for Cancer, the Ten of Cups. Cancer and Taurus, you love being comfortable in your homes, and the Ten of Cups is emotional happiness in the home. There's pressure, the Ten of Wands, but the Star is hope. Five of Wands reversed, Seven of Coins reversed, Ace of Coins reversed. A lot of pressure at work. So I'm going to say home is your safe place, but we have the same argument over and over and over again, and you're tired of it. It's about money. You may be dealing with a partner. You may, but I think it's more about work. I really don't even think it's about, I think home is good, but I think that, and you're tired of either not getting paid what you're supposed to be getting paid, not getting bonus money you're supposed to be getting, and if someone's withholding money you should be getting, okay, be really clear, Cancer. So and you're tired of it. And there's a lot of pressure right now, and again, sadly, the cards are saying home is secure, home looks happy. Yeah, you need to make more money. I'm going to throw one more card for clarity because I forgot you. The Two of Wands reversed. This may be coming from home. You may, the Two of Wands reversed is two people that want two different things. It's usually work related, but it could be home related. Again, pressure around money, not agreeing with money. I still love that Ten of Cups. It's still emotional happiness in the home. but it is about money and money. It's about money. And tired of talking about it, tired of arguing about it. So I'm going to say the star has it having a good outcome. All right. Four of coins. But I don't, again, I'm going to say you can't leave that job right now. You can't leave that job right now because you need the money for the house. So this four of coins, which is, I want to be doing something different. I want, but you can't right now. I'm sorry, Cancer, but I'm going to say choose security over, hello. Right now it's choose security, even though you're tired of me fighting for your money or fighting for what you should be getting. All right? Just for a little while longer. These are short-term readings, guys, not the rest of your life. I'm just for this near future while we see how things are shaking out, okay? Keep your focus on home and family. Keep your focus on security. Because I will say there's nothing to indicate for you, Cancer, that your job's not secure. They're just not paying you what you should be getting paid. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing by you. It's not fair, all right? But, all right. Virgo, and it's Virgo season, Virgo, so happy birthday. All my Virgos. Okay. Well. The Fool, reversed. The King of Swords, reversed. The Emperor, reversed. The Knight of Cups, reversed. The Six of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Well. Okay. Well, first of all, I don't like this guy. I don't like this Emperor reversed, this King of Swords reversed. The King of Swords reversed can be a bully. It can be two things here with these two cards, the Emperor reversed and the King of Swords reversed. One, it can be a father figure who is sadly out of power. And with the King of Swords reversed, swords are air. Air is thought. It could be a man who has Alzheimer's or dementia. And the Fool reversed has you not knowing what to do with this situation. Okay, it's where do I go now? It might be at that point where, thank you, Maccabee. It could be that you're not sure if someone needs to go into a home. In fact, sadly, in the hospital, the woman next to me, oh my God, 95 years old. She was so sad. She had fallen in her home, and they were putting her in a convalescent home. And we talked for a while about that. And, that maybe it'd be good for the best. She'd be with other people. She certainly was of her sound mind. And she was saying how there was really nobody around. I'm like, but see, there will be. You'll have, things to do and maybe bingo games and card games and music and watching movies. And, there'll be company. It might be a good thing. She felt better. But it could be you're dealing with that situation. The other situation, which I really don't like either, is this idea of the King of Swords can be a bully. It can be someone who's very mean with their words. The Emperor, again, is man who's going to be responsible. And again, not knowing what to do with that. So what do the cards say? The Knight of Cups reversed, the Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands. All right, well, first of all, hopefully this is not a custody issue. It could be with the Knight of Swords, with the Knight of Cups reversed. You could be dealing with a child who maybe doesn't want to go with their father. A situation where, again, there's no love in a situation, but you're stuck in a situation. That Knight of Cups can work two ways. The Knights bring things in, so it's either withholding love. Hopefully it's not withholding the affections of a child. But the cards are being really clear. Six of Swords, Knight of Wands. And that is Six of Swords is relocation, movement. And the Knight of Wands is bringing in opportunity to leave. Now, I just spent all this time talking to people about staying where it's secure, staying where, not if someone is treating you badly, not if you're being abused. Don't ever mistake that. I will never tell you to stay in an abusive situation. I don't give a shit how secure it is. I read for a woman once. She was married to a wealthy man who, right after he married her, just batshit crazy. Would leave like broken glass in the kitchen. She'd step in broken glass. She'd wake up. He was picking her with a pin. I mean, I don't care how much money. They lived like in a 5,000 square foot home. I'm like, and she did. And she wound up, because he was a very wealthy man and everything tied up. She wound up in a little one bedroom with her and her daughter, and she called it the Mouse House, and it was a little tiny apartment in Norwalk. And she said, "I'm happier here than I ever was there." But anyways, my point is, the cards are saying get out of a bad situation. Cards are saying there's opportunity, doors opening, doors open, doors close, guys. So please, oh, happy birthday to your son. The door's opening, and there's a way out in front of you, out of a situation, a solution, but it's not permanent. A door is not going to remain open indefinitely, Virgo. So, if you're not loving the situation, if you're dealing with someone who's harsh, or you have, let's say it is your father going through Alzheimer's, maybe someone's saying, hey, there's an opening in this home, this group home, there's an opening in this convalescent home, let's get him in, let's get dad in. You know what? Yeah, do it now. All right. But I'm just seeing this opportunity to remove yourself. Six of Swords is a card of relocation. It's part of movement. And the Knight of Wands is bringing in options and possibilities that you probably didn't know about. So think about that. All right. Jump on it. All right. Libra. We have the we have the Page of Coins. We have the Two of Coins reversed. We have the Hangman reversed. We have the Lovers, the King of Coins, and the Seven of Cups. And man, Libra, this just says to me what I see for people all the time. It's like when you're at work, you want to be home. When you're at home, you need to be at work. It's like, you're never where you're supposed to be. And right now, Libra really, really wants to be the person they love. Libra wants to be in love, and they still need to make money. So it could be that your job, Libra, is keeping you away. This Hangman reverse, this sense of wasted time, which is never happy. The Hangman reversed. We talked about, I think we talked about this last week too, if I remember correctly. Money's there, but maybe you work double shifts, maybe you work nights, and and the one you love works days, and there you go. You can't see each other very often, and you don't know what to do. Seven of Cups, again here. The Lovers is clear. This isn't going away because, excuse me, I got hiccups, because you can't give it your full attention, all right? It's not going away. And right now, again, security is everything. I really do have hiccups, wow. Keep the money rolling in. Two of Coins reverse, it's coming in. Page of Coins, it's coming in. You're not wasting your time. I know you'd rather be doing something you love, doing someone you love. You'd rather be there. But the cards are being really clear. Keep making that money while the money's to be made, okay? Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Well, we have the world reversed. Isn't that the truth? The world is definitely upside down. We have the Sun reversed, and we have the Seven of Wands. We have the Page of Swords reversed, the Five of Swords reversed, and Justice. Well, world's reversed, losing hope. Sun reversed. And Scorpio, I got to say, when I was talking about studying the path, Scorpio's already there. Usually Scorpio's at the bookstore. Scorpio's a big student. And usually Scorpios love knowledge. And that's the Seven of Wands. It's like, I don't think I can do this anymore. So I'm throwing myself into school, throwing myself into my studies. And you're not telling anybody about it. Scorpio, as I always say, works in the shadows. You're keeping your mouth shut. You're not letting anybody know what you're doing. My whole Pisces self is in the 8th house of Scorpio. So I tend to be very Plutonian, I keep myself secret. I don't share my personal stuff. That's how we operate. And I always say with getting off topic, but when it comes to astrology, it's not just that you're a sun sign Pisces. What house is that sun in? What house is your sun in? That's going to dictate the kind of Pisces you are. Okay, where you're pulling that solar energy. Okay, Your moon sign is, many astrologers believe, is more important than your sun because it's all your emotional self. You live your sun, you feed your moon. If your moon's not happy, you're not going to be happy. You feed your emotional self. And then there's your rising sign, and that's what you present to the world. It's kind of like the clothes you put on to go to work. If you work in an office, you're putting on a suit. You work in a hospital, you're putting on that, those scrubs. That's what you're doing. It's what you're putting forth. A lot of people put more emphasis on the rising than I do. I really don't. To me, it's the image you share with the world, how you feel comfortable being viewed by the world, not necessarily who you are. Okay? Not that you're faking it. It's the persona you've chosen to present, but your authentic emotional self, that's your moon. And your sun, shining, that your truth, that's your sun. All right. So, anyways, and then getting back to the moon, because it's confusing what I just said. It's your hopes, it's your fears. It's really where your happiness lies. Your emotional needs versus your sun, that is your authentic, shining self. Okay. Little astrology 101. Getting over here to Scorpio. Scorpio knows they need to make change. Things are not going well. They know things are bad. Maybe you've got a job that is coming to an end. Layoffs, company closing. Maybe you work in one of the industries where if there's another COVID shutdown, yes, they're talking about another COVID shutdown for the winter. You're thinking, I better have something else lined up fast. Well, now's the time. Again, keeping it quiet, but you're going to people who can help you. The Five of Swords is going to and taking professional advice. You're not going on, Instagram. You're not going. No. You're talking to experts in the field who can help you. That's what you're doing, and it's going to be okay. Justice is saying you're on the right side of this. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyways, Scorpio, you don't usually second guess yourself, but the idea of signing contracts, the idea of being legally correct, if things are going wrong, again, getting professional help, to getting yourself lined up, getting your ducks in a row, so to speak. Okay, and again, not sharing that with everybody. No. Scorpio is quiet, but efficient and effective, like the ninja that they are. Okay. Hey, Leslie. Education is the key. Gotta know. Can't guess. The law is the law. I talk to people all the time. It's like, well, what can I do? You have to see a lawyer. You have to get a restraining order. You have to evict. You got someone living in your home and they took on the address. It doesn't matter. They stopped paying rent. You got to evict them. If they're living in your home, if you've got your boyfriend living with you and all of a sudden, you got to evict them. If they're getting mail sent to your house, you can't just throw their stuff out and change the lock. That can end badly for you. I mean, you can. Hopefully it'll work. But if they come back with the police, they're going to say, oh, by the way, he lives here. You can't do that. That's how that works. I'm sorry. That's the law. And there's no magic. You can do some hot foot powder. You can make it uncomfortable, make them want to move. But while you're doing that, start the eviction process. Okay? Speed it along. Magic is, seasoning. You still got to make the soup. All right? All right. Where am I? Where am I? I am talking about Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Moon and the Eight of Swords reversed. Wow, Sagittarius. These are really not bad cards. So they start off with the Ace of Swords, which is strong action. Queen of Cups, Ten of Swords reversed. You know what? You're a good person. You have good intentions. And the Ten of Swords is actually saying you're coming up out of a bad thing, whatever that bad thing may be. And boy, with these cards, it could be anything. Six of Cups is movement. It's change. It can be a card of going home, not in the sense that you're going to die and go home. Please don't hear that. But there are things coming. The Moon, if there's something you're concerned about or how this is going to be lifted, how things are turning around, it's like peel the onion. The moon is saying there's more layers, there's more coming, there's still things hidden, but it's going to lift the anxiety that you're feeling. You may be another one being a fire sign like Aries that's like, now got a fire under your ass. I got to move, got to move, got to move, got to get out of here, got to get out of here. Maybe not. Hold the phone. Okay, there's more to be revealed. And the anxiety you're feeling is going to be lifted. If you are thinking of making a move, the way to make that move is also going to be revealed. So if you're in a bad situation where I need to get out of here, again, the moon is saying, just give it a minute, give it a minute. Sag is like Aries, they want everything yesterday. Why isn't it done already? It's been what, 10 minutes? Come on now. No, okay, gotta give it a minute. But I'm saying it's going to be revealed, and the door, again, opening for you to make that move, to make that transition, whether it's you're unhappy in your job, unhappy, that transitional thing is coming, just again, okay, yet to be revealed. All right. Capricorn. Capricorn. Where are we at here? Well, Capricorn, we have the Hermit reversed. So like a Capricorn. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Temperance reversed. Six of Coins reversed. High Priestess reversed. Death reversed. Wow. All right. Well, the good news is you've isolated yourself. It looks like you've isolated yourself doing something you love. So there's the positive. All right. I always try to open with positive. But it's created an imbalance. Can't be, there's an imbalance here. You can't be all work, no play. You can't be all play, Libra, and no work. You got to find your balance there. Okay. The Six of Coins reverse is saying, okay, you got bills to pay. You maybe unexpected bills have come up, or just you're paying off something. Okay. For some reason, Capricorn, you're questioning yourself. That's interesting. High Priestess reverse and Death reverse. You're thinking of making a change. It seems significant. I'm going to throw one more card as a clarifier. Oh, of course. Two of Swords. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Oh, what does that mean to me? In this case, you love what you do. Not sure what direction to go in. Got Queen of Swords reversed. I'm going to throw one more card too. The Ten of Coins reversed. Man, there's something with home and mother, Capricorn, and money. Either you want to get out of a living situation to get away from somebody. It's very possible. You should have second thoughts about the direction your career is taken. I just feel that way because I think you love what you do. And I don't even think that it's about, I think it's about, this is more about feeling isolated and maybe away from your people. It almost feels like you're out of your culture. Huh. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. It feels like Capricorn, Swords reversed. It feels like you're not happy where you're living, but you're kind of stuck there for now. Okay? You're not ready to make that move yet, make that purchase of a home. It really does go back to being unhappy at home, feeling isolated, throwing yourself into work, and maybe not have, it's not about not having enough time at home. I think home might be starting to not feel right to you. And again, there's this sense of self-isolation, but being out of your culture, being out of family. I hear that from people who have moved to the South and they miss the East Coast culture. We've got a culture on the East Coast, and whether it's at Stanford culture, they're very, that Irish, Italian, Jewish thing that we got going on, the way we talk, the way we banter. You don't find that out in the Midwest. You don't find that down south. It's not the same thing. Even my own son said that in California. It's like they don't think like we do. They're not as quick as we are. Not stupid, but they're not as quick. So I'm just thinking maybe if you can't move, it looks like you can't move right now. It looks like you're not comfortable. Maybe you need to go someplace that reminds you of home, or again, get around your people. If there's a social club, if you're Italian, you got go spend time at the Italian club. Ditto the Irish. But this sense of not being comfortable where you live is there, or just really wanting to buy your own place. Maybe you got a neighbor you don't want, the neighbors in the neighborhood. Not there yet, but it's that's what's getting to you, and this sense of being isolated. Again, love what you do, just not ready to make that big move yet. All right, nothing terrible, just but uncomfortable. It's like you're trying to put on clothes that don't fit you anymore. You're trying to squeeze into them and they don't fit anymore. You're not that person anymore. All right, Aquarius. Wow, these are pretty good cards. Okay, Aquarius, well, we start off with the Nine of Cups. And we have the Nine of Coins and the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Ace of Cups reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and the Four of Swords. Wow. All right, well, the Nine of Cups is wonderful because the Nine of Cups is wishes coming true. And of course, the Nine of Coins is hard work paying off, and that's great stuff. Do you love what you do? I don't think you do. Two of Cups reversed, people want two different things. The Ace of Cups reversed, and it's really not going the way you want it to go. It could be a relationship is coming to an end, Aquarius. It could be you're falling out of love. Could be, right now it's you're doing well financially. It looks like you're, but maybe you don't love what you do or love who you're with. All I can tell you is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. The Four of Swords is relief, is respite. After a lot of hard work, you're coming into a time where it's going to be a break. If it's been a very tumultuous relationship, it's going to come to an end for good or for bad, but you will be at peace. The Four of Swords is rest after hard work, is respite after a battle, is, if you've been dealing with an illness, a problem, that's a wonderful card to see because it means you're going to be in a place of recuperation. Okay? So there's that. And I will say right now, the Nine of Cups, which is coming true, and the money, the Nine of Coins. Those are wonderful cards financially, but it looks like, you may not be in love with the job or in love with the person you're with. And you know what? If you are going through this, it's coming to a peaceful resolution, recuperation, respite. Those are all good words. This too shall pass, as we say. All right, Pisces. Pisces, you have I'm really losing my voice, the Page of Wands upright, the Three of Coins reversed, and the Five of Cups, the Strength reversed, the Three of Swords, and the King of Wands. Well, how do I read those cards? I read them. Page of Wands is new creative efforts, new creative energies, sometimes a young person. In this case, I'm going to say no, it's your creative energy. Boy, and it's not raking in the money right now. The Three of Coins reversed, the Five of Cups. You're regretting spending money that you shouldn't have spent. You may be regretting a purchase. If you're a student, a young person, you may be regretting loss of where you're taking your education. This is a card about regret. Five of Cups, crying over spilt milk, Strength reversed, Three of Swords. Those aren't great cards. Heartache, pain, heartache, literally for this Pisces, huh? Not feeling well. Um, but I will say it ends with the King of Wands, which is a whole new door opening up creatively, work-wise. It's all going to be okay. I hate being out of the store for 2 days. That just about killed me. And I probably will have some more time coming off too with this. But it's not going to kill the business. If I was reading for myself, I'd be like, okay, double reverse, losing something toxic. I'm going to say, yeah, this mess here, sure. The whole heart thing, something toxic, something that's not healthy, and it's reversed. So I love seeing that. So even though there's a lot of heartache, a lot of heart pain, well, new energy, new doctors. For me, again, this is great stuff. And whatever has been causing this scarring of my left ventricle, whatever toxic, it could be sleep apnea, it could be a few things. Finding out what that is how I'd read those cards for anybody who is dealing with that. But in case of maybe you are regretting, if you're a student, the major you chose and you're thinking, this is not what I want to do, what do I do now? Well, hopefully you're going to pick a minor. You're going to take this in a different direction. All right. They're not terrible cards because again, they start with that Page of Wands, which is energy, which is creativity, fresh energy, new energy, young energy. Why I say student, young person. But this idea of strength reverse, Three of Swords, just I can't go on with this. I regret this. What did I do to myself? What have I chosen? Well, they're saying, okay, so you do something new. All right, because there it is. Something new is on the way. King of Wands is strong energy, powerful energy. It's king energy, for God's sake. And it's creative. And again, you're leaving things that are toxic. So you chose badly, and now you choose new. All right, that's it, guys. That's what I got. And thank you all for listening. Thank you for being here. Hope no one's feelings got hurt. That was not my intention. Please, again, pray. Ask for guidance. Ask for names. Ask for, a revelation of where you're sending your energy. Ask to be directed where you should be sending it. Don't assume you know. Don't assume you know more than the divine. You don't. None of us do. Okay, I don't. So ask. Ask who wants to work with you. And then ask why. What are they bringing to the table with you? What's the attraction? And then study. So if it's let's just say all of a sudden you're seeing those Odin's axes and symbols of the Norse tradition, and you're thinking, well, in thunder and lightning and storms and in your dreams, and you're thinking, well, what is this? Is this, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Now you study, now you pray. Is it Odinism? Is that calling you? It could be. God of thunder, God of war. Well, I think a lot of people are going to be drawn to those warrior gods and goddesses as we move forward, because that's the energy we're going to need. This is fighting energy. This isn't keyboard warrior energy or, hopes and prayers energy. No, this is fight energy. This is a fight for our lives energy, fight for our earth, for our environment, for our right to exist, for our right to autonomy. All right, guys? So again, and then read about it, study about it, talk to people who might know something about it. That this is a relationship you're building. You're getting to know each other. What do you like? What do you not like? They all different sacrifices, different offerings, different, knowledge. It's fascinating. For someone who's been a lifelong theologist, a lifelong student of the occult and spirituality, it's fascinating to me. Why do you believe what you believe? Since I was a little girl, one of my friends was a Mormon. Why do you believe that? I had a Jehovah's Witness friend. Well, why do you believe that? And I never took it insultingly. That why do you believe what you believe? Well, like this. Well, have you thought about that? No, I didn't. I just find it all fascinating. But grew up at a dinner table with, a very military, patriotic, and yet questioned everything. I always had an Irish grandmother who was a staunch Republican who couldn't stand the Kennedys. But we talked about this stuff at the table, and we did it without insulting each other. We may have raised our voices. My mother was a huge liberal from California. And there's me in the middle. The moderator and brothers and grandfather and father, and and just everyone's throwing their energy at it. It's okay, you know. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to debate. We've lost that. It's okay to say, well, why do you say that? Well, here's my piece. Well, here's what I believe. All right. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Thank you all for being here. I will look forward to seeing you next week and have a great evening. Behave yourselves. Bye.